In this video, I'd like to demonstrate how to use hyperlinks in an Excel file to create a report that will allow you to drill right into Acumatica screens from the Excel file. And in order to do this, I'm just going to use a simple list of vendors that I got from Finance, Accounts Payable, and the vendor summary screen down here. And you'll notice that I have vendor ID, vendor name, and some other information. But I have this clickable link here that will take me right into the vendor maintenance screen. And I want to do a similar thing in my Excel file. So I've already exported this list to Excel. So I'll go ahead and switch over to Excel here. Here's my Excel file. And I'm going to insert a column to the left. Then I'm going to take this stuff up here, cut it, and paste it. And now I'd like to take this vendor ID here and I'd like to make this a hyperlink that will allow me to drill into the vendor maintenance screen in Acumatica. So I need to get the link to the vendor maintenance screen. I'll go back to Acumatica. Here's the vendor maintenance screen. And let's just pick a random vendor, vendor 7, that's fine. The trick is to go up to Help, Get Link, and I'm going to use the external link. So I'll just click in here, do Control-C to copy it to my clipboard. Then I'll switch back to Excel. And now I'll just put that link here in the formula bar. I'll do equals, double quote, paste the link, double quote, expand my column. And there's the link to that vendor maintenance screen. Now you'll notice here we have vendor 7 hard-coded, and we want that to pick up the vendor ID from the cell to the right. So we need to change this. Get rid of the hard-coded vendor 7 and change that to B21. That's the ID column just to the right of the cell. I'll hit enter. And now I can take this and paste it down, and it should pick up the vendor ID for each row. Still not good enough though, because I want this to be an actual clickable hyperlink, and I only want it to show the vendor ID, not this whole long string here. So I just need to use the hyperlink function, and then you'll see here it wants a friendly name, and I'll just use the same cell that we used before, which is the vendor ID, and now that becomes our friendly name. So this looks a lot better, and I'll paste this down. I'll go ahead and shorten this a little bit. Now the reason I moved this stuff over before is because I need to hide this column B. I need the vendor ID to exist here so that I can build my hyperlink from it. But I don't want to show the ID twice, so I'll just maybe, let's take this heading as well. Move that over, and then we'll hide this column. So you'll see pretty quickly I was able to create a report that shows my vendor data, but also now has hyperlinks in it that allow me to drill right into an Acumatica screen. So I can pick a random vendor, maybe vendor 39, click on it. It will take me to the Acumatica login screen. Of course, I can't drill into the vendor maintenance screen unless I have permissions in Acumatica to do so. And it took me right to vendor 39 in the vendor maintenance screen. So it's a nice little trick. You can imagine doing this for not just vendors, but lots of different things in Acumatica. Just use that help get link and embed it in your Excel file.